In a small, serene village, nestled in the foothills of the Himalayas, there lived a wise old farmer named Ananda. He was known far and wide for his kindness and wisdom. Ananda lived a simple life, tilling his fields and helping his neighbors whenever they were in need. Despite his humble means, he was content, for he understood the workings of the world better than most. One day, a wealthy merchant from the nearby city came to the village. He was known for his arrogance and greed, often exploiting those who were less fortunate. The merchant had heard of Ananda's fertile land and decided he wanted it for himself. Without warning, the merchant and his men forcibly took over Ananda's land, leaving the old farmer with nothing. Days later, as Ananda sat by the village square, pondering his fate, a great crowd began to gather. Gautam Buddha, the Enlightened One, was visiting the village. The villagers, eager to hear his wisdom, gathered around him. Buddha noticed Ananda sitting quietly at the edge of the crowd and approached him, sensing the sadness in his heart. Buddha sat beside Ananda and gently asked, "What troubles you, my friend?" Ananda explained how the merchant had unjustly taken his land and how he had been left with nothing. Despite this, he harbored no anger toward the merchant, but was curious about why such injustice occurred. Buddha listened intently and then spoke. "Ananda, the law of karma governs the actions of all beings. It is the law of cause and effect, where every action we take, whether good or bad, has consequences. Just as a seed sown in the ground will one day bear fruit, so too do our actions eventually bring their results." Buddha continued, "The merchant may think he has gained wealth and power by taking your land, but his actions have sown the seeds of future suffering. Similarly, your patience and forgiveness have sown the seeds of future peace and happiness." Over time, the merchant's wealth grew, but so did his arrogance. He began to mistreat his workers and cheat his customers. His greed and dishonesty spread like a disease, and soon people began to avoid doing business with him. His once thriving business collapsed, and he found himself alone and destitute, a victim of his own karma. Meanwhile, Ananda's life began to change as well. The villagers, touched by his kindness and patience, started helping him rebuild his life. They offered him land, helped him with the farming, and supported him in every way they could. Soon, Ananda's fields were lush and green again, and his life was filled with abundance and joy, the result of the positive karma he had accumulated. Buddha returned to the village and saw the transformation in both the merchant and Ananda. He gathered the villagers once more and said, "Remember, the law of karma is always at work. What we sow, we shall reap. Therefore, live a life of compassion, honesty, and kindness, for these are the seeds that will bring true happiness and peace." With that, Buddha continued his journey, leaving behind a village forever changed by the understanding of karma.